Well, today I'm just sitting up in my studio here in Santa Cruz, California. My cat's over there. You can't see her. She's been very patient. Today I generally don't know what I'm going to teach you guys until I'm actually playing it sometimes. And I think, what am I feeling today? What kind of inspiration or whatever. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about interior melodies, and I sometimes call it connective tissue, or basically the things that get us from one chord to the next. And sometimes where that leads us is, or that leads me, is playing a little bit of a melody around within the chords. So for instance, like so what I'm doing there is I'm doing a basic Travis picking. Now, I don't really have a rhyme or a reason that I do everything the same each time, because I do mix it up. But if you're interested in that kind of stuff, I got a bunch of lessons at jimmydillon.com that sort of take apart finger picking and give you various different ways to do it. But the truth is, I do it, depending on how I'm feeling that day or at the gig I'm at. I mix it up. But one thing that it has in common is I usually get that thumb going. Sometimes I'll do an alternate. I was watching a Mark Knopfler tape the other day, and he talks about that, getting that, kind of does the bass part, right? So like I said, I've got a bunch of courses that deal with that over, deep dives, and spend a lot of time on it. But for the purposes of this lesson, I just wanted to take you guys on a little journey of how I see playing chords and adding little embellishments here and there to it. So for instance, to make it really simple, so what I'm doing, I'm going from a C to a G to an A minor to an F. Okay, that's what I'm doing right there. And what I'm doing is, when I first start that C, I'm lifting off the B string first fret, and then I'm coming on the second fret of the G, say, something like this. Okay, that's just one that came to mind. Then I'll land on the G, say, and I'll do a pickup. So there's nothing more than the open D, second fret D, and open G. So what have we done so far? So far we went, and then came down on that G, and then pick up. Pretty simple, right? And then I'm hitting on my target note. I call them my low A string. What I'm doing there is I'm just hitting the low A string, and then lifting up my B string and lifting up my G string second fret, B string first fret to open, and then the G second fret to open. So far we've got let's get that, and then land on your F. F major seventh, yeah, why not? If you do it that way, it's a little easier than this big bar thing, just you're at the third fret of the D string, second G, first B, and then open E. And I think that has a nice lyrical kind of hook to it. So I just made this up on the spot before, well, actually, as I'm teaching, I'm making it up. So. Yeah, there's some melodies going on there. So if I go around and around with just these changes, which is just a C, a G, it's a million different songs actually. A minor to F major seventh. And that flows pretty good, I think. So let's do this. Why don't I go around a few times, and if I do anything you like, just tell me. actually, what I'll do is if I do something I like, I'll tell you. I'll slow it down and show you. So I'm gonna do it to try to stay within the parameters of what we just laid down, which is nothing more than slow motion. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that over and over and see where it takes us, and you'll see me. I'll start to stray off of the little melody that we've created here. Now I'll start to stray off. The reason I did that is I wanted to show you an example of where you can go with it, even randomly. If you can play this, if you can create little melodies, and then you heard me, I went like this. I wanted to reveal that. I'm just going from a G to a G sharp, from a 3 to a 4, up to the A string. I start with the low E, and then I land on the A minor. All these are important though because they bring you from one chord to the next in what I think considered to be a more interesting way. So and I think what I like about that little passage there is that I'm reiterating the theme. I'm kind of going. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so that's just an example of how it doesn't have to be the same exact thing every time. But generally, what I usually reach for if I'm playing a like a finger picking thing, I try to get some melodies that repeat within the context of the chords. So I'll play it out with that and see what you think. So it goes something like this. I want to show you one last lick. Or that's basically I'm pinching the D and the G string 2nd fret, and then open G and B, and then 2, 1 on the G and the B. 3rd fret on the B. Kind of a nice little melody. Rhiannon. Oh, my roots are showing. Early Fleetwood Mac, but like I said, right around that period of the 70s, late 60s, early 70s, some really classic tunes came through, and I came up during that period, so I can't help but feel a fondness for it. So anyway, I hope you got something out of that little finger picking thing. Hit me up at jimmydillon.com. Love to hear your comments. And I'm having a ball here. As you guys know by now, maybe you don't, we moved from Maui to the Dillon family circus, moved from Maui to down to Santa Cruz, and we're enjoying it. So we'll see you down the road.